Hello everyone, and welcome to Truly Bedrock Season 4. This is episode 48, I believe. Yes, and in the last episode, we made these planets, these things that we're standing atop of. Yep, it was a cool little idea, and I really liked the way they turned out. And it was nothing but positive feedback from you guys, the viewers. It's so awesome. I've gone through all of these, and we haven't made a single sale of anything in the base in a while, and you know, that could be a couple of different things. People don't know that we're selling this, but I did post it in Discord a couple of different times. It could be a lot of people are still focused on, you know, other things. It could be that people are playing hardcore, you know? And there's many different things. The season's been going on for a little while now, so, you know, things happen. If I'm being perfectly honest with everybody, I have had a project in mind for a long time over here at the Mushroom Island, and I've been putting it off. That's the long and the short of it. If we were to kind of look around this island, let's get out of F5 mode. There's a large island here, and there's a lot of things going on, and all I have is the portal build right there. So I have started mapping some things out using this grass here, and I'm thinking we can take this grass and kind of gradually go this way. And then on the south side of the island, we are going to focus primarily on changing the mycelium out for grass. On the north side, we're going to change out the area for mud. And I think this could look really cool. And something else that I was thinking about is kind of taking these mountains down. Yep. Thinking about it, I don't know yet exactly if I want to or not. And then other things we would do is obviously we'd fill in bits like this. And I think it could turn out pretty neat. I really do. So, with that being said, what we could do... The mountains aren't a huge issue. I'm just thinking this is a little hilly. But anyway, what I want to do is start taking a look in certain areas because we are going to need both grass and mud for this project. And if you guys remember, in the last video that we did, we actually made a mud farm. And I like it. There's a little bit of tweaking that needs to be done for it. But all in all, it's going to be a good little farm. So the next thing that we run into is a couple of issues. Namely, where do we build it, right? Where do we build the mushroom farm? Or the mud farm, sorry. And if I were to build it back at the base, which was the original plan that I had, that's going to be kind of a long-winded process of taking grass, or dirt rather, turning it into mud, and then bringing it out here to convert this whole second half. The other thing that we're going to have to do is change all of this into grass, and that's going to take some time. And the other side of that coin, obviously, is that mycelium will overtake grass rather easy, so we do have to pay attention for that. This area right here on this side of the Mushroom Island looks like a good place that's already relatively dug out that we can place in mycelium, my goodness. We can place in a farm and generate mud, right? We want to make mud, we want to push it into a cube of sorts, and then, of course, mine it and have all of the things. So, it's a process. It's going to be a long-winded process. It is part of the reason why I have put this project off for so long. So a lot of what we've got to do, obviously, is converting the island over and changing things and making adjustments. I think I'm going to use a different block starting from this point on the island and going diagonal across. And then we need to change it all out. All the way down to the ocean line. So I'm thinking that the Y level 70 is a good mark. So anything above this Y level, we're going to come in and we're going to punch it out. And if we use a fortune shovel, that is going to give us excess dirt, because dirt is kind of something hard to come by on the server. I know Jade's got some and Slack has a little bit, but I have kind of taken a shulker box of both grass and dirt, and that is what we're going to start with. So, to get this huge project undergoing, it's early, I apologize. To get this project underway, what I need to do is come over into the server and probably build a, hey look, this is a copy before I deleted that. I'm definitely going to need to build a, farm in here. Not in here. Not in here. We'll come down in this area and start making our bottle filler and all of those things, and I'm thinking at this level is good enough. We can fill the area in, and the beauty of being on a mushroom island is obviously we don't have to wait or worry about mob spawning. The other grand master plan before we jump back into Truly Bedrock is this side of the island is going to be reserved for more of a spooky kind of build. Yep. And then, of course, this side of the island, Mushroom Man had some plans. Those plans have changed and then changed, and that's where this whole thing kind of came to a stop. Originally, the plan was right about in this area here. Gonna build like a medieval cottage or a log cabin or something like that, and then have a giant mushroom coming up out of the back of it. And that was gonna be the base of operations for the pranks. So two things have kind of squandered that, and that is the pranks, well, the food wars and stuff are kind of over. Yeah. And I think Mushroom Man went on vacation with the world builders to take a break from the shenanigans. But then I had a comment saying we could turn this thing into the Mushroom Kingdom from Mario, which is a great idea. It really is. So I don't know. I'm still torn on what I want to do here, and the talks with Mushroom Man are the same. Don't know. I do know, however, that this build right here, I do want to replicate this build on the nether side. That is another thing that we were talking about, so we're going to have to dig out quite a large area around this thing. Hey, look, ancient debris. This way I can put the tree around the portal, and then, of course, dig out a better tunnel and things like that. It's all a big process. Now, obviously, not all of that's going to be done in today's episode, so let's start working on the mud farm. Over on the Truly Bedrock server, we can fly over to the area I was talking about, if we can fly. Which happens to be right here. Now, before we go down there, let's look. Let's look. Been a little while. It's been a couple of days. Oh man, they did it. Oh, yes. Oh, the world builders came through. Uh-oh, looks like I got a little bit of a water issue. Oh, what did they do? Is that it just needs to be, they messed up. Um, there's potential that we're going to have to, fix that, but that is fine. Oh, man. And I know that I need to actually, change this to a dropper. But look at that, guys. Look at that. We had so much iron sitting here. Oh, we've got more gunpowder, which is good because I need to restock the shops. I've got so many bones. Did they give me Oh, they did. They did. That's awesome. Um Yeah, it looks like the world builders gave me a little bit of a gift and doubled up on my my storage here. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, I'm so happy right now. Nice. Swords there. Everything's good outside of this. And that's no problem, really. It's really no problem. Excellent. Excellent. Did I leave an ender chest up here? I did not. I did not. Oh, I'm so happy. I am so, so happy about this. Did I leave an ender chest anywhere in here? I think I've got one in the ocean monument. I don't know where I left my ender chest. Nope. Yeah, so I'm at a loss for words. It finally happened. That means they must not be on vacation, but in here is where I want to build the mud farm. So I guess I need to go grab an ender chest. I should have everything that we need to build it. So let me grab some things and we'll get started. Now the first thing that we're doing down here, of course, is putting in a platform so that we can start building our farm. Again, this is the Mushroom Island biome, so I don't have to worry too much about mobs and things like that. So we've got a nice little platform going. I'm probably going to take it all the way over to here in the corner. And then we just got to think, maybe I'll build it like right here and then push the items that way. I'm thinking we need it in a corner like this, and then I'm going to push the items this way and then this way, and then I'm actually going to push the items that way into a cube. So I've got to get that all figured out. This is just going to be like a, you know, temporary thing that we run as needed. That's why we're just kind of hiding it underground instead of building it above ground. Also the reasons we're not putting it at the base or anything like that. And then I am just throwing random sea lanterns in for lights. And this is going to be nothing like fancy, but it is going to be functional, which is going to be awesome. So we've got a little bit of work ahead of us as far as putting in this platform and then putting in the mud farm that we built in the last episode. So let me finish putting in some blocks and then we will move on to the farm. So the first thing that we need to set up of this farm is we need to set up a dispenser somewhere, right? And it's going to be kind of built into this wall. I think is fine. I think the maximum I can push blocks is this far. So realistically, I could kind of come out to about like here. What I want to do is I want to keep this thing close to the wall as possible so that we have enough room over here. Because if I were to run my stuff down here, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. So almost a perfect area of where we're going to shove this. I'm going to have to carve out a little bit of that wall. But one of the first things that we are going to have to do is get an item filter underneath this thing. Right? We need an item filter for the, of course I forgot hoppers. For the water, or for the bottles, sorry. We got some hoppers. Excellent. So that's where we start. Let's start with a item filter, which should be relatively easy for us to make. We just need a hopper, like so. And then we're going to need a comparator off of that bad boy. So it's all going to be kind of in the wall here, which is fine. We can do a little bit of digging, and I'm probably going to just grab some stone brick. So we need a comparator out. We're going to need a comparator running into that signal, and then some glass. One piece of glass, as a matter of fact. You know what? We'll use the cyan glass because we have it. Comparator signal, like so. Glass there. And this is where we get our little typical shape, right? Because we're going to have a block here, target block there, torch, and then it should just be redstone, redstone, and redstone. And we need to make sure to remove that, and that should be our item filter in here. I should be able to easily put in like 4 pieces of netherrack and have some bottles in here, and nothing is going to go down. And for the moment, that's as far as we need to take this section. So we are going to need a hopper in there, a chest here, and then another hopper here, and that is where we're going to have our bottle filler, right? Do I have some chests in here? I think I saw it on the thing. Yep. Perfect. We just want a little bit of a storage there, and then like that. So this is where we are going to have to do a little bit of digging, carving out to place another dispenser, essentially right there. And then we're going to have a water source there, a water source here. I'm going to go ahead and use a blue glass for that. And then we need to get out our dude here. Do we have... We have 1 bucket of water. Blue ice, ice. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So there's a little bit more redstone involved, like a automatic clock to keep the dispenser running. So I think we're going to need to carve out a little bit more and essentially get up there. Yep. I should have a dispenser here. And then glass like so. This is going to be our water system. This is going to be our bottle filler. So we're going to have a hopper that runs into there. And then what I should have to do is just make ourselves a little bit of a clock, right? And I've kind of been going with the clock mechanism that uses observers. I like it better than the old school redstone and yada yada yada. So we need that and we need that. And normally we'd have a comparator here and then that hitting a block and then, you know, dust coming off and blocks and repeaters and things like that. I like this one. It's a little more user friendly. Let's actually take this here and we can do that so that we can get around. And this one is going to go here. This one's a little more expensive, but I like it. So like that, and then dig these out to place that in. I need a comparator and a repeater. And then we have our clock. Like so. Perfect. So that is our bottle filler mechanism. We are going to have, like I said, a hopper that runs into the side of this bad boy. We are going to need a block up like that, block like that, and then I think we're just going to do... It's going to be kind of janky, But that's fine. Just trying to build with the natural terrain here. Uh, so if I place you there and break you, and then I place you there and break you, I should be able to place bottles in here and get them filling up. The only issue that we're going to run into is going to be um, the bottles wanting to spew out. So we need to do that. And then it should be that simple, right? Right. So there's our bottle filling system. Ooh, that's new. So what I might have to do here is something like that. This way, any and all bottles that come in actually go into here. I want this, what I have essentially. I have this guy here. We've got the chest full up. We have this hopper full. Perfect. So now what I need to do is I need to build an item elevator off of this guy that's going to wrap around and bring the items up essentially right here. So this is what we want. Yeah. Okay. So I need to get back down here. And inside this platform here, which is going to be this block here, we're going to need to bring a hopper line down and then set a dispenser right here. Like that. It should be relatively simple. I say. Yep. Yep. Bottle should be flowing in. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So to make a little more stone, I know this clip is going to be forever long. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go out like this because I need an observer here, right? And I need an observer here. And then I need a block there. Blocks like that. And a block like that. Yes. We can take our comparator. Let's go ahead and just take these 23 bottles out for the moment. We're going to have that there. It gets kind of silly putting in this piston right there if we had the bottles in. And now, it should be as simple as placing in glass. And we need more glass. Nice. So the items are going to pop up here. So what I essentially want to do now is fall down. We want kind of a block like that, a block like this, and then we're going to want a piece of ice here. Blowing the empty bottles there. And then for grins, I'm going to put glass up there. This way the bottles don't get shot. So should be able to put these. Oofta, I don't know. What do I've got for storage at the moment? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the 5 here. So I think, honestly, this is good. So the 23 and 64 bottles we actually don't need at the moment. So I'm just going to do that. Those guys can end up being used at like the bee farm. And there we have it. We now have a mud system. Close. Now I can't forget we need to steal a redstone line off of this torch, and we've got to have an inverted signal here, which is going to power this redstone dust, and this one powering the the piston here. So that is the piston that is going to fire the mud, and then of course we're going to want ourselves essentially a power source here that is going to power this dropper, or this dispenser rather, every time we place down a piece of mud. So we want to be sat right here, placing in mud, and it will be converted. The next thing that we're going to need to do is start a piston somewhere in this vicinity right here. Yep. So, let's see here. I think if we were to do this, no? Isn't there a better way than what I was doing? That would put the pistons behind me. We actually don't want this right here. We actually want this guy right there. And then we do want the piston to be powered. You know, I record these videos early morning, so sometimes it is a struggle to get the redstone brain working this early in the morning, but literally I just needed that so that, yeah. Anyway, I did go ahead and start work on the other pistons because this was going to be a little more intuitive. So what I have essentially is this going on right here. I've got this redstone line that goes here, and when a block comes here, the whole line gets pushed up. Yep. And then, let's say I have a full row like this. My redstone comes from the top, so this is actually the furthest redstone point. So if a block were to come up here, the whole wall gets pushed. Very, very nice. And I did go ahead and clear out a little bit of the spot that the, I guess we'll just get rid of that. That's fine. And that can go down there into storage. Yeah, I did clear out an area so that this will push the mud as far as it will go. And let's go take a look at the redstone up above. And what I had to do, I tried a, what do they call it? Oh man, a decay circuit here. A pulse extender is actually what it is, or a pulse decay. And hook this up, it did not work. So I've got a little bit of a delay with another pulse extender, and then what I've done is I've kind of broken up the circuit where the signal will come through this block, going around to hit the pistons, and then a little bit behind that, the circuit here will hold this piston open so that even if this is doing a little bit of back and forth because of the observer, eventually the redstone will die out and then this block will get retracted. It works. It's just a pain. Yep. So, the next thing, the next step, the next process is I need to go ahead and start making mud and see how this system really does. I have dirt chilling here. What I could have is we could have a little bit of a different circuit firing this, but I like what I've got here. And there we go, we start seeing it getting pushed. And what I should eventually be seeing is water bottles. Oh. 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 Can I... Eh. There we go. Alright. And I can just hold down right click. And I can go until this system won't let me go anymore. The other thing that we could have is a slow clock on a dropper. Like right here where this shulker box is dropping me dirt so that I get dirt every time I place a dirt. And this is the full run of the farm test-wise, and as you can see, it's working. It's working. Yes. Nice. I like it. I like this thing for a couple of different reasons. You know, when you do redstone on your own without YouTube or anybody's help, it's really, really nice. And looks like this thing is keeping up with bottles, which is really nice, so we can literally just sit here and turn all of our dirt into mud. Now, the other thing that we could do is we could find a mangrove swamp. The one that I originally went to is, I believe, a quote-unquote community area if we so choose. But we could find one that is not, and then we could go decimate that with a shovel. So there are many options. So I am about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more pieces of dirt away from pushing a whole rack. So this farm will let me do roughly 12, 13 stacks, roughly, of conversion. And I can sit here and just hold it down. There it was. Nice. Nice. And the reason that I went the height that I did, instead of doing like a giant 12 by 12 cube or whatever, is ease of mining, right? I can stand on this point in the ground and I can mine all of that up there. I think the last little thing that we're going to want to do too is maybe put some lights in the floor a little bit, just to kind of light this area up. It is a little dark. There's no rhyme or reason to this. But I think that's good. I think that's good. And then, of course, I do need to get a way out of here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. I can actually come over into this area, and if I can get myself to launch properly, I can fly right on out of here, so we might not work too hard on a staircase or anything. But I think this is good. like I said, the last thing that I think I want is going to be a slow clock on a dropper um, that is sitting like right here on this guy. So let's see what we can come up with a little bit of redstone real quick. All right, so what I did was I have a lever here, and there's no good way to get in here. I have my inventory full of items. Um, But I have a lever with a sticky piston and pushing this block into here, and then to start the system up, we have to press the button. It's kind of a convoluted way of doing it, but I like it. So we can leave that lever down, right? We need to make sure that our inventory is completely full of items so that dirt only goes into the one slot. We then press the button and we come over here and we start making dirt, provided, or muds, provided we don't do that. The only thing I can see, oh, if we stand right where I am now, it's working perfect. I couldn't hold down the right click. This is nice. I can literally just hold down the right click with a rubber band on the mouse or throw on the auto clicker to right click this for me, and we can go until we can't go no more. We do have to pay attention, however, to the mud block itself. Again, we're only going to be able to do about 13 stacks, where I had 27 in here, plus a little bit on my person. So yeah, mud farm is complete, and that is a good thing. I like it. We can get to it, we can make mud, and everybody's happy. But with the mud farm built, there's a lot of work that needs to be done on the island, and hopefully we will be doing some of this in a stream. And by the time this video comes out, we may have already streamed. I don't know. We're gonna get things started for sure. So I've got a rough line of what I was thinking. We got a nice diagonal coming across here, and then kind of flatten out to right here. We could have carried this diagonal all the way across into about this corner here, but I think we're gonna have, you know, a build right in here, and then the rest of this for something else. So kind of the last thing that, or the next thing that we're going to do, rather, the last thing is going to be the build, is I've got an idea, and it's about at this level here. I think we're going to get a shovel, and at Y level 70, we're going to dig anything that is higher up than 70. Flatten out some of this terrain, give ourselves a nice little area. This is a relatively flat place, and it's kind of a twofold system, right? We talked a little bit about dirt being a commodity on the server, so this will give me the dirt and stuff that I need to convert it into grass. We can convert it into mud. One thing that we have to be aware of on this side of the island is when we're converting grass and mycelium, I believe that mycelium will overtake dirt faster than grass, so that's something we have to be aware of. But mud farm is done. I have waddled, waddle. I have waffled on long enough. It is early, and I'm very tired. I'm gonna, well, go to work. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, you guys know the routine. Leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing if you've made it this far and you're new to the channel. Check the description down below for all the different ways to follow me. There are links to Twitter, Twitch, Discord, Truly Bedrock Discord, Truly Bedrock website. There's a link to my Patreon, my other 2 channels, a list of all the other Truly Bedrock members. A lot of things to say at the end. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one.